Hello and welcome to 3.0 TV. I am your host Vishakha Thakur. The evolution of Metaverse will open up new horizons for brands, businesses and the community as a whole. According to a report by Markets and Markets, the global Metaverse market is projected to reach $426.9 billion by 2027. Countries such as UAE, China and South Korea have unveiled their Metaverse strategies, and tech giants too are betting big on Metaverse. So to know about the applications of Metaverse in various industries, I have been joined by Mr. Sharad Agarwal, Chief Metaverse Officer at CyberGear. Welcome to 3.0 TV, sir.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me and having me here.
It's a pleasure having you, sir. Metaverse projects have attracted 44% of 2023 Web3 investments. Your opening remarks on the current scenario of Metaverse and what is it going to be 5 years down the line?
Sure, to answer that question, I want to take you back in time. I actually started the first digital agency in the Middle East out of Dubai in 1996. And at that time, we used to connect to the internet using dial-up modems. Today, we are watching Netflix on the internet. The important point to remember is that technology has taken 27 years from then to now to evolve. So in my opinion, Metaverse right now is in the Netscape moment of the internet. It's early days. We need to be patient and wait for technology to evolve. Metaverse is going to be huge in time. Citibank says we are looking at a potential $13 trillion economy by 2030. And that's not the big news. The big story is that 5 billion people on the planet will be spending a couple of hours average in the metaverse by 2030. So we are looking down the tunnel roughly 7 years from now when mass adoption is likely to happen. So people need to be patient and just go with the flow. Technology is still nascent, but everything is being built at the speed of thought. So a lot of players, who are building solutions are working 24/7 to make it happen. So I'm very optimistic about the future of the metaverse.
That's very interesting. So Metaverse has become an important factor or key component in global business, be it education, real estate, aviation or healthcare. Can you please highlight some practical applications of Metaverse in various industries?
Sure. So let me start by talking about the airlines. They are quite new to the industry in terms of, establishing a presence in the Metaverse. I'd like to give you the example of Dubai's airline, Emirates, which is world-class, world-famous, and they have taken the plunge to create a training module for 4,000 crew members that have recently been hired since COVID. And all of them will be trained in the Metaverse. This is a great application because in early days, people had to travel to Dubai, stay here for a few months, and then train in a classroom environment. Now they can train from wherever they are in any part of the world. So it's going to save a lot of time and cost, and it pays for itself. The other very important thing I want to highlight is that a lot of brands, when they are looking to get into the metaverse, they are asking, what is the ROI of the metaverse? I think that is a bad question to ask. Brand leaders and CEOs should be talking about ROE, which is return on engagement. Once you establish ROE, then ROI will follow. But like I said, it's early days. You need to build a community. And then once you build that, you can sell virtually anything to them. So that was an example I gave you for airlines industry. Other airlines also in the region and globally, like Etihad, have launched their own set of NFTs, which they have been able to monetize. Qatar Airways out of Doha has also launched their presence in the metaverse, which is called Qverse.
True.
Very easy to, get to. You just have to go to their website, qatarairways.com/Qverse, and you can have an immersive experience.
Correct.
You can see the airport. You can do online check-ins. You can experience your whole journey virtually even before you board the aircraft. So, like I said, a lot of opportunities for various airlines to take up plunge. And now I believe Lufthansa, Singapore Airlines are also busy building their presence for onboarding of passengers and their own staff. So, exciting days ahead. And I want to briefly touch also upon the education industry, because I think that is huge. People today don't really understand what these new technologies are all about. I mean, Web3 is still confusing for people, right? They don't get it. And the best way of explaining Web3 to a newbie is that Web3 is a mindset. It's not so much about technology, it's about having the right mindset. And what do I mean by that? A mindset of collaboration, not competition. In Web2, it was all about competition, each one for himself. But in Web3, it is collaboration. And to make this point clearer, let me give you the example of Nike and Adidas. They are competition in the same industry. By day, they fight for market share. But do you know what they do in the night? They share statistics. So they get to understand the industry, they get to understand the demographics of their customers, and then they do this because it's strategic. It's a Web3 idea to collaborate. That way, you bake a bigger pie and you get a larger slice of the cake. That's why I said Web3 is about a mindset of collaboration, and brands need to think out of the box and even partner with your competitors. Gone are the days when you thought they were enemies. You have to make friends with your competitors and grow the market. So it becomes a win-win situation.
So Web3 is all about collaborations and not competition. You spoke about the airline industry and education, of course. But according to you, which industry will see major transformation with the help of Metaverse and why?
Yeah, so I'm very optimistic about the use of Metaverse in the healthcare industry. And I'm working with a company in Italy, Milan. It's called Link. It's run by a 22-year-old Alistair Pernigo, who is building the Metaverse Of Senses, which basically means that you can smell anything in the internet. And I have seen the POC myself. The technology works. And, Link is not looking to sell more burgers or fragrances on the internet. They are looking at healthcare as an industry, because doctors can remotely diagnose the state of our organs up to 90% accuracy just by smell. So look at the upside of this. Once this technology goes mainstream, then it'll be a game changer for the healthcare industry, and doctors will be able to do initial diagnosis through the metaverse, through the sense of smell. So it's going to be huge. The other industry I'm quite buoyant about is the fashion industry. I think that is the low-hanging fruit. Very easy for fashion brands to get onto the metaverse. And you have seen already the Louis Vuittons, the Guccis of the world already are monetizing big time. And the important thing to remember in Web3 space is that there is a major power shift happening from big brands to we the people. Nobody is talking about this really. People are just talking about the technology and blockchain and how that's going to revolutionize the world. But I like to highlight the fact that this power shift, which is happening from big brands to we the people, is actually the main pillar of Web3. And what do I mean by this? Today, we are buying whatever these fashion brands are creating. We don't have a choice. We can just select which trouser, which shirt, right? But now in Web3, we the people can create online the clothes that we would like to wear. So even today, you can go to a Nike store virtually and create your own shoe with the colors that you like, with the fabric that you like. You can emboss your name, your logo, and then order it, and they will then ship it. And this is a very important change that is coming at breakneck speed for all brands. And it is going to succeed because it's going to be sustainable. Just for your information, today, 50% products that are created by these fashion brands are unsold during the season. They are either liquidated or even worse, they go to landfills. Now, the wastage will become almost zero because brands will just produce what the customers need. So it's a concept, it's new, it'll take time, but this will implode with time and this will be a game changer.
All right. You spoke about Aura Link. So developers are trying their best to make the virtual space as realistic as possible. In fact, to an extent where users can even smell coffee in the metaverse. What are your views on this about Metaverse of Senses?
Yes, so Metaverse of Senses is, like I said, a game changer. I feel it is just 6 months away from being launched commercially. And then what it means is that if we are in a meeting like we are now, and we can get a whiff, let's say, of coffee, right? You will be attracted, or you will start thinking of ordering coffee maybe from Starbucks or whatever your preferred brand is. So I think all brands are going to love this technology. And just imagine perfumes. I mean, they would love this. They would lap it up. And not only that, a particular perfume, when it is sprayed on two different people, smells differently because our body odors are different. So now perfume makers will be able to customize perfumes based on your individual body odor. This is huge. In other means, the Boss perfume will smell the same universally across the planet just because you will have this ability to customize products. So it's going to be powerful, very interesting. I'm on the board of this company advising them. And we have created a mentor group with people from Stanford and Howard and working 24/7, like I said. So stay tuned for the launch, which is roughly 2 quarters away.
That's amazing. Well, there are various roadblocks on the path to metaverse integration in various sectors, such as privacy and interoperability issues. So how and when will these be resolved, and is there a need for regulations?
Yes, so like any new technology, Metaverse, NFTs, Web3 also face a few challenges. Security, of course, is big on the agenda. But I'm a believer in a concept called transhumanism. Transhumanism means that technology can solve any problem on the planet. You and I could live to be 200 years if we could slow down the aging process. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. And so being a transhumanist, I believe that problem of security will also get solved by technology. And I'm right now working with a company in Spain. It's called DNAverse. That is mapping the DNA of every person on the planet.
Wow.
And this will create a unique sign-on onto the metaverse. The POC is done, technology works, they are on their way to commercialization. DNAverse is the brand to watch out for. And then I'm working with another group, also happens to be out of Spain, a young company comprising of Gen Zs who are working on a project where we can in future log in with our brainwaves. No password required. Imagine, this will put hackers out of business. They have stolen $1 billion already from us this year alone. And if we can log into the metaverse with our brainwaves, they will be out of business and we will be totally secure. So this is the shape of things to come. And the other challenge right now is interoperability, as you mentioned, which basically means that if I create any digital asset on one platform, I can't take it to another because they are not transferable. But again, like I said earlier, technology will solve this problem. There is a company in Australia called Utopia. I again happen to be working with them, and they are very close to cracking this problem by creating a new currency for the metaverse, which will be like a layer which sits on top and seamlessly connects with different platforms and different metaverses. So then there will be communication and interoperability established. So we are in the Netscape moment of the internet, right? We need to be patient. All issues that are problems today will be resolved in quick time. So just stay optimistic. And one important thing I want to say for your viewers, in order to succeed in the metaverse, you need to have a community first approach. Don't just start building your virtual stores in the metaverse with immersive shopping. It is a recipe for disaster. You will spend money and time building something, and there'll be nobody coming there. So have a community first approach, build a Web3 community, which is different from the loyalty programs that you have now, which are totally transactional. Web3 means it's relational. You get to know your audience kind of takes ownership and participates in your brand activities, in your launches, in your town hall meetings. And don't think of a funnel, think of a flywheel. So this is what I want to leave you with. And I hope some of these nuggets that I've shared have been useful.
A great message that was. All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Sharad, for being on 3.0 TV and sharing your views and knowledge with our viewers. It was really great having you on the show.
Thank you so much and look forward to seeing this online. Bye.
Bye, sir. See you. So this was Mr. Sharad Agarwal, Chief Metaverse Officer at CyberGear. He shared insights on the applications of Metaverse in various industries. Keep watching 3.0 TV. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. And for updates related to Web3, please log on to our website www.3versetv.io or scan the QR code. This is me, Vishakha Thakur, signing off.